How to be mysterious and make space when you are living together.
Well, you got to have your hobbies and interests. And what typically happens in long-term relationships, the longer people are together, the guy stops working out over 5, 10 years. He's gaining a couple pounds a year. Then after a decade's gone by, he's blown out several pant sizes, several belt sizes. Shirts are baggy, so he doesn't look as good. His hair starts falling out. He just kind of looks like a slob. And so he's not acting attractive anymore. He's not looking attractive. He doesn't feel attractive. People just tend to let themselves go. What was the question again?
How to be mysterious and make space when you are living together.
Oh.
I don't
So the
think
point being is don't let yourself go.
don't lose yourself.
Continue to go to the gym.
Yeah.
Continue to focus on your mission and purpose. Continue to try to increase your value proposition. How grow your reserve of knowledge, develop your gifts, your skills, and your talents so you can earn more money and get the BBD, the bigger better deal, the bigger car, especially if you have kids and a family, that gets expensive. You get a bigger house, maybe you get boats, you get jet skis, you travel, you eat at nice restaurants, you eat healthy food, you or healthier food. I mean, like when you juice and you make green stuff, I mean, that stuff's expensive. And so you're always trying to better yourself. And another thing guys do is like they give up all their hobbies because you're like, oh, that Star Wars collection, all it does is take up space. Why don't you throw that crap in the trash? It's time to grow up and get rid of that. And it's like, you don't need that stuff. Or get rid of your stamp collection or the car that he was fixing up, the old muscle car from the 60s, putting a sound system in, repainted it, rebuilt the engine, made it look really cool. She gets on him, and it's just like, I don't want to piss my wife off. And so, okay, well, she's big mad at me about the car. She's mad about my stamp collection. She doesn't like me having the guys over for poker night. And just slowly her complaining and nagging, and which is really just he's acting like a bitch and he's not paying attention to her. He misinterprets as like, well, I'll stop hanging out with these friends. Poker night will stop. He'll get rid of the stamp collection. He'll get rid of his Star Wars collection. He'll start wearing matching outfits that she
Show
she
like
buys with
less.
him. He basically makes her the man in the relationship, and he's like, hey, where do you want to go eat tonight, honey? And she's like, I don't know, where do you want to go? I don't know, where do you want to go? He can't make a decision, and he just completely stops being the dude that he used to be, and so he's there all the time. He doesn't go and do things with the guys, and so you always got to be the same dude that she fell in love with. Have the hobbies, have the interests. Your poker night with the guys, going to the gym, going out in the boat or going on a trip with the guys or something like that, going fishing, going to see your parents, going on business meetings, taking a class or something. Just simply reading a book in another room and focus on your mission and your purpose. It's like if you're acting like a man, it's like your girl is going to be coming in the room and trying to get your attention and rubbing up against you and might say naughty things just directly to you because she really is feeling it and tells you what you should be doing with certain appendages of your body and how soon you should be doing certain things with those. And that's typically what happens is just because you're focused on your mission, your purpose, doing the things that you love and you enjoy, it's like she can feel your lack of presence. And in a charming way, she might be very bold and very direct, as we like to say, a lady in the streets and a whore in the sheets, and it's fun when they do that. So if you're following what's in the book, typically she's gonna be more interested in sex than you are and trying to get your attention. It's like you don't want to go to the extreme like Tom Brady did, where he just was so focused on football and everything else, he didn't date and court his wife properly and didn't make her feel heard and understood. And eventually, she reached her breaking point and she said, "Peace out," and she dipped.
Yeah, but at that point, the guy won't be happy anymore if she keeps like telling him to get rid of the car and stuff. Well, not.
Yeah, but the problem is that the guy's like, I don't want to piss my wife off, and since he thinks she's mad about that, but what she's really mad about is he doesn't really date and court her, and she doesn't feel important anymore. And so if he's out playing with a stamp collection, she's complaining, not so much about the stamp collection, but well, if he stops doing that, then he'll have more time to pay attention to me.
If you-
Things like that. And she nags, and he's like, it's just one by one over the years. Everything that was him that she thought was hot and interesting when she met him, it's like all that stuff goes away. And then what ends up happening is she runs off with a coworker and says, "You've changed." And he's thinking he jumped through his butt and bent himself into a pretzel to please her and give her what she wanted. And in reality, if he'd focused on his mission and his purpose and things he loved and enjoyed and his relationships, and even when she was cranky, he's like, "Yeah, I don't like you hanging out with him." It's like, "Hey, we've been best friends for 30 years or whatever." It's like, I'm not giving him up. It's like, if you don't like it, there's a door. Don't let it hit you in the ass in a playful manner. But women are always, when they sense weakness, they're going to test your strength. They try to intimidate you and make you think they're displeased with you. They even give you a disgusted look from time to time, which is really just to see how you react if you lose your shit or you become upset or what's wrong, or if you've decided ahead of time that you're going to be happy. If she's in a cranky mood, you're going to bust her on it and tease her and make fun of her because you want to be happy. And she's grumpy and she knows she's being grumpy, and she comes to you with crankiness and you come back with playfulness and busting her balls, and it melts her like butter.
Yeah, but rather than talking him into him getting rid of his stamp collection, why doesn't she tell him how she feels about it? Like, why would she want him to get rid
Because
of it?
women are wired that way. Women are always going to be testing a man's purpose and his strength to see what he's made of. They're designed. If a guy's acting like a bitch or he's acting weak, it makes, on some level, you're not going to feel safe with him. You're not going to feel like you can really trust his masculine core. And it's like, why do women act that way? It's like, you're a woman. It's like, you probably can't even explain why you guys act that way, but I'm just telling you how a man should be responding to that. So this, like, the emailer or the guy that sent the question is like, he's wanting to create space, and because probably they spend too much time together. And me pointing these things out is because I deal with lots of guys that are in long-term relationships, long-term marriages. They may already be in couples, in therapy and counseling. When I talk to them, it's like, I see the same pattern. I've done tens of thousands of phone sessions over 20 years, so I know what the guys do wrong that causes their wives or girlfriends to lose attraction. So I get them to get back to who they were, so they display that attractive behavior. And because when they do that and they start acting like a man again, it naturally creates space. You guys can feel when we're focused on things other than you, and if the relationship is healthy, you're typically going to try to get the guy's attention because you want him to give you attention. You want him to spend time with you. You want to feel like he cares. Because if he cares, he'll make time. And if he doesn't, he'll make excuses, which typically, y'all get upset or mad at that. But these are the things that happen in long-term relationships. And like a weak guy that doesn't know any better, and because this is what you see on TV as well. The guy is constantly getting beat down by the wife. He's the goofball. She's the strong, masculine, stoic one, and you see that. You think about from the time a man is born, and you grow up in a culture where you see that same archetype over and over and over again, where men are basically supposed to be submissive to women. What it happens is it feminizes the men, and then they don't act like men anymore, and they don't stand up to their wives or girlfriends, and they just get walked all over, and the women don't talk to them nice. They're bitchy, they're condescending because they don't respect them, because they act like pussies and they don't make you feel safe.
Another good thing to keep in mind is like to not get too comfortable together to the point where like you're like burping in front of each other, farting, like peeing with the door open, leaving the seat up, stuff like that, where it just starts feeling like you're just really close friends. Like you're just like there's no like actual sexiness going on. Like I'm not gonna sit next to my guy and he's like burping every 5 minutes. It's just like ew. Like
Yeah.
keep it classy. Like I'm a woman still. Like we might live together and have been together for years, but if you want to keep that mystery and that pizzazz, like go to the be a gentleman and still go to the bathroom. Like if you need to pass gas or like do something where it's not like he's just like freaking
Go out in the garage,
Yeah.
yeah, just like
the backyard,
I know
the
that's a huge
balcony,
thing because once
open a window.
people get too comfortable, it's just like you lose that attraction. You're like
Right.
you're like ew. Like
I think that goes with some people. Like, I don't know. Me and P have been together for almost 3 years, so I mean, we he pees with the door open, but I'm not like standing there talking to him while he's using the
Yeah.
bathroom.
But if you can hear it, it's just like close the door.
Well, no, I can't hear it. Like I'm doing something else. I'm not like in the kitchen, like right next to the
You're
thing.
not focused on it.
Yeah, and like I mean, he burps, but not like,
Not
you
belching.
know, like he's just like, oh, he burps, and
It's a little tiny one.
Excuse me.
Yeah, it's a little tiny
Excuse
one.
me.
It just comes out.
And then sometimes flatulence happens. When we're watching TV, and
yeah, but those things
blame
slip.
it on the dog.
It's a slip.
when they says excuse me or something like that, like, so it's just like those things happen. But I understand what you mean when it, like, sometimes I
they
watch
overdo it.
I watch him eat sometimes, and it's sometimes I just wake up aggravated, what most women do. So sometimes when he's eating, I'm just watching him eat, and sometimes I'm like, why is he eating like that?
Why is he chewing so
Why is
loud?
it? And he turns around while he's eating, and he's like, what? Like, what are you looking at? I'm like, nothing.
Your chewing sounds are
Disgust me.
getting on my nerves.
But it just, I mean, I'm absolutely 100% sure I do a lot of things that aggravate him. So I mean, it's just when
We'll have
you.
him make a list. All the things that aggravate me
Oh
about
jeez,
Jade.
I don't know if we have enough paper.
Come on, we love the rainforest here.
Yeah. But yeah, I can see what you're
Familiarity
saying.
breeds contempt. I think Doc Love used to say that.
Yeah.
But also, I think it's like a safety thing. Like when you're super familiar with someone, you start to feel like safe, and you want to feel safe with someone. So if you can feel like you're at that point that like you're safe enough to be like yourself and do things that you would do like when you're by yourself, that's also like a good place to be,
Yeah.
but also still do it in a way where you're not going to like repulse your significant other.
Mhm.
Like you still want to keep that romance and like that sexiness and
Yeah, I know. Just
That's
the minute I get too comfortable, it's just like I'm not seeing you as that guy I want to be nervous around, or I want to be like, or like a lady, like, oh, like this. Like if I start going like not caring, then that's where like my level of interest for you is disappearing.
yeah.
Like if
Yeah.
I don't care, then I'm just like
Super
whatever.
Colombian bitch comes
You're my
out at that
homie.
point.
Like dap me up. Like I don't like that.
Dap me up.
You know what this topic also reminds me of too? I remember this like conversation. It stood out to me quite a lot. Like I was talking to a few of my friends, and like I felt that over time I kind of let myself go just a little bit. And I was telling my friends, hey guys, like I feel fat or whatever, right? And they're like, Jocelyne, you're in a relationship. Someone thinks you're hot anyway. And I'm like, yeah, but that doesn't mean I shouldn't be taking care of myself either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that sounds kind of bad.
You like
know?
discipline? You gotta discipline yourself.
I shouldn't have to look gross just because someone already, likes me and is attracted to me for who I am.
If you notice, a lot of people that are unattractive and like, let's say per se look gross, their significant other looks gross too, because I feel like if they figured if she doesn't care, I don't care either.
Yep. It's like the broken window concept.
Yeah, so they're
You-
both just broken people and they're just disgusting together.
Well, I know why this question's also coming up, and it's because there's a scientific study, and it's a scientific fact that women are more attracted to men whose feelings are unclear. And so this guy's like, we live together, and so in other words, we're around each other all the time. How do I get her to miss me and have mystery? And that's what I'm saying is that you've gotta have your own hobbies, your own interests, your relationships outside of your primary intimate relationship. And her too. She should be able to go and have lunch with the girlfriends and bring their dogs or their kids or whatever and shoot the shit about all the things that women tend to yippity yapping about when us guys are not around and we go out and do our own thing. And what happens is men just kind of like they make their girlfriend or their wife into their mommy, and just let me ask my wife. I want to go golfing. Oh, let me ask my wife. Everything's like, let me get permission. It's not like, hey, yeah, I'm available, and make plans. or have a time in the week where you each can go off and do your own things or whatever. Maybe you have a bunch of daughters and the wife is, taking them to ballet practice for a few hours or swim practice. And that's like a every weekend thing. It's like, hey, I'm playing poker with the boys and we're watching college football and we're not moving our asses. We're ordering pizza and hanging out at the house, and some of the neighbors are coming over because they went to the same college or whatever, and we're gonna grill out, drink beer, shoot shit.
It's also a level of respect though, like not just to like feel like you have to ask for permission, but like also be considerate of maybe she has a plan ahead, or maybe she she wants to be aware, like before you say yes to someone, like make sure like on her schedule and your both schedules together, like it's gonna work out.
Yeah, maybe
Because
she had
what
a
if I'm like
secret.
planning something like, oh,
Yeah.
I want to go grocery shopping and blah 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 together this day, and then you're just like, hey, like I made plans. It's just like, okay, I wasn't aware of this. Like, why are you accepting these terms?
That's
Like,
true. They get big mad. You didn't
yeah,
consult me. I was like,
Or
I'm
maybe
sorry,
she
baby.
planned
I'm
something
sorry. You know what? Sunday
other
is
like
gonna be your day. We're
yeah,
gonna do whatever you want.
just
I'm gonna surprise you with that list of things that you said you always want to do.
clean the
I got a
gutters.
couple picked out, like clean the gutters, clean the bathrooms with a scrub brush, doing my laundry, getting the tar stains out of my jeans from the roofing job I did, or
I thought you were gonna say something
get the
else.
gum unstuck from the bottom of my shoe for me.
That's all right. I'm
Put a couple
underpants.
coats of wax on my Beamer, and have the lawn cut by the time I get back would be great, sweetheart.